So we are here with Professor Gu, who is the university professor at the Southeast University, serving as the director of the National Laboratory of Digital Medical Engineering of China, and also the director of the Institute of Biomedical Devices at Southeast University. And next to this, he's also very strongly involved in contributing to several MPS or organ-on-chip organizations in China. Mm-hmm. And so my first question to you is, you obviously have a strong academic background with a lot of publications, I think over 400. So I think it's safe to say that you generated a lot of data. Mm-hmm. And so could you maybe explain to us how AI can help with analyzing these enormous data sets? And where do you see the biggest potential of AI in MPS?
I think the AI for medicine, for precision medicine is very, very important. Although we do experiment, in fact, I'm doing experiment, but I still believe AI system should be very important, because when we do experiment, there are several important problems. Firstly is that for every biological experiment is expensive. Mm. We take a lot of money for the experiment. Mm. The second one is that we need to take us a lot of time to do the experiment. Mm. Also, there should be several other programs. During the experiment, in fact, we generate a lot of data. The data, if we don't use AI, it was waste. Mm. It was put there and only stay storage there and waste our energy. But if we use it, we find it's very, very useful and find its utility. For example, in our experiment, we compared with our organ-on-chip data and artificial intelligence data. We find they almost can give almost similar result for one experiment. For example, after the training of our artificial intelligence on the data of the organ-on-chip, we find that the computer can give the correct answer at the 80%. Mm. So this is very surprising to me. Mm. So I believe in the future, if we can get more and more data from organ-on-chip, and also if we can combine these data with animal data and also with the clinical data, we should provide more correct result from the artificial intelligence.
And then in terms of inline and online monitoring strategies, what advantages do force measurements provide in your opinion, and especially maybe in the context of MPS?
Yeah, for the force measurement, in fact, it should be a very occasional experiment, because I'm work for biomedical engineering. So in China, we always observe some children. I don't know how to say in English, because some children, they form the shape like that, because they write the character always keep this form. So it means the biology force is the one important thing to get the form of cells or also our bodies. So this should be initial point for the shape change of cell. That's the my thickness think on the phenomena I found. So I think I always think if we can measure this cell force. So when I learn to the literature, we find it's difficult things. They always, for example, they use AFM. But if you repeat this experiment, we find that the data always shift. You cannot repeat the data correctly. So I think if I can find a new method to image this force correctly and repeatedly. So because I'm chemistry, I do a lot of lot of experiment on upper
statistical power.
Yeah. So we find that our material can really measure that cell force. So I let my students do the experiment, and they give them my surprising data or correct data. Then I developed it. I think it should be very interesting for organ-on-chip, because in fact our sensor is also a substrate for cell cultivation. So you can use our sensor directly inside the organ-on-chip, and you can get the data inside the organ-on-chip and during the experiment. And what we need to do is also put a microscope on the top of the organ-on-chip then we can observe the change.
Mhm.
So it's very simple, very easy, and compatible with our original
And
organ-on-a-chip.
non-invasive.
Yeah, that's right.
And then maybe another question on the microenvironment of the cells that you cultivate in your devices. To what extent do you think that specific biomaterials or also dynamic or reactive hydrogels bring an improvement to organ-on-chip or MPS? And to what extent, also coming back to you to answer before, are they reproducible enough? So what is the reward we get in integrating them with maybe the risk of having lower reproducibility?
So for the material or for the organ-on-chip or organoid, in fact, I think it should be very, very important things, because it provide the environment or surrounding around the cells. So the most big problem is how to mimic our body. By now, I think we don't have the answer. So for the biomaterial, we derive from two different methods. One is from animal, so it's animal-derived materials. Another is from the chemistry, so it's derived from chemical synthesis. So the two type of materials are wholly different. The animal-derived materials have more growth factor and more protein inside our bodies. So maybe this is correct things, but it can induce some factors we don't want, because some factors only exist in animal, not exist in our bodies. And another defect is that the control, the repeatance of that material is not good. So another side, for the chemical synthesis method, we can repeat it very correctly, and also we cannot induce some side effect from materials. But during our experiment, we think they have, both sides has their advantage and disadvantage. So by now, I think still don't have any
the ultimate
answer.
answer.
Yes, that's right.
And then maybe a very specific question. So you have addressed modeling of, for example, cardiovascular diseases using on-chip models and also simulations. And so could you maybe explain to us what is the biggest advantage of MPS technology in modeling, for example, cardiovascular diseases, and how do you also consider monitoring this over time?
For the MPS model, the most advantage is the cell is from our human being. So the gene-derived phenomenon should be same with our humans. That's, I think, should be a big advantage. So we can find some phenomena don't exist in the animal, only exist in human bodies. So I think in the beginning of the conference, I don't forget the name, someone says, not only the replacements of animal, it can find a new phenomenon. I think this should be the most important thing of MPS. Other things should be that, because the chip can be industrialized. So it means when we completely construct the systems, all the models can be industrialized, produced, but animal cannot. So I think the future of the pharmaceutical company should be changed, because the new industry of model exists. So that's should be changed our future.
And then maybe as a last question, so could you walk us through any implications and the regulatory situation of organ-on-chip or MPS in China? And so what is the current development?
I think we just started this kind of work in China. In 2021, we organized a group on standardization of organ-on-chip in China. In fact, it belongs to a committee of standardization committee of biochip. So by now, we just finished one standardization. It's called skin on a chip. We hope there shall be several other standards can occur in the next few years. The second should be the liver, because the liver is yes, that's right. And the third one should be vascular on chip, and the other important organs should appear next few years.
Okay, very cool.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time also.